Now it is Bhupesh Baghel's son who has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, and that's the news coming in at the moment. Chaitanya Baghel is all set to appear before the Enforcement Directorate. Enforcement Directorate raided Baghel's residence and different hideouts. Enforcement Directorate had conducted raids at over a dozen locations. Chaitanya Baghel, who's the son of Bhupesh Baghel, has now been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. Enforcement Directorate has sent out summons to Chaitanya Baghel, and he is now been asked to appear before the Enforcement Directorate for further questioning. Enforcement Directorate raided Baghel's residence and different hideout locations. They also conducted raids at over a dozen of locations. This is the Enforcement Directorate, which is now looking at both Bhupesh Baghel and his son Chaitanya Baghel. Chaitanya Baghel has now been sent summons to appear before the Enforcement Directorate. My colleague Sumi is now joining me on the story. Sumi, we have seen over the past many months, different agencies have been knocking on the doors of Bhupesh Baghel, and now his son Chaitanya Baghel has been given summons by the Enforcement Directorate.
Yes, absolutely. In the most alleged notorious liquor scam, Chaitanya Baghel had been summoned when on Monday, several ED officials had raided 14 of its properties, including Bhupesh Baghel's residence that he shares with Chaitanya. And in fact, all the associates of Chaitanya were also raided the same day. The ED raids went on for 9 hours. However, this morning, he is supposed to appear before the ED officials to present his answer about the documents, electronic gadgets and everything that has been confiscated the other day when ED raids were conducted. And in fact, as I told you, during the raids that went on for 8 hours, the federal agency were accompanied by the team of CRP officials, and they had confiscated almost all the electronic gadgets, including his mobile phone, documents, and about rupees 30 lakh in cash, which Bhupesh Baghel had also given a statement about, that this is a meager cash that is generated by the agricultural businesses that they have over the span of so many years. And in fact, most of the family members of Bhupesh Baghel are the breadwinners, and which is why 30 lakh accumulation of 30 lakh at residence of Bhupesh Baghel is just as normal. But this is over the liquor scam. And remember, Kavasi Lakma, the cabinet minister of the then Bhupesh Baghel's cabinet, has already been behind the bars, and in fact all the ED officials are constantly interrogating him over the liquor scam. And according to the ED team, according to the ED sources, over this liquor scam, a parallel system had been constituted by the Congress government, by the then Congress government, and in fact a syndicate was formed by the top officials, and they used to take a lot of money to secure contracts and to give out contracts, and which is why the BJP has been claiming that Bhupesh Baghel has been earning a lot of illicit money, and in fact Chaitanya Baghel was one of the recipients of this unamounted cash.
Thank you, Sumi. Both Bhupesh Baghel as well as son Chaitanya Baghel now have been asked by the Enforcement Directorate to give details. Chaitanya Baghel has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate.